Thank you and good afternoon. This is Sam Vaughn for Sam Sports Report. We're going to do college football today and maybe for some Frank Clark at the end. Right now, all four teams in this order are playing. Georgia, number 1, is beating Vanderbilt 24-7. Indiana, Michigan is beating Indiana 28-7. Ohio State and Purdue. Ohio State is 20-0 lead. Florida State, Syracuse 17-3. Alabama, Arkansas 24-6. Let's go on to the rest of the games today. We're going to outline the ranked games, and then we'll get to the local team games, and then we'll outline the rest of the top 25 games. Okay, Oregon plays Washington at 2:30. Bo Nixon will get the start, and Mike Pinks Jr. Both are having a hell of a season. Oregon is number 8. Washington is number 7. Washington is set to host and 3-point favorites. For the receiver position, we look at Troy Franklin, who has 535 yards and 7 touchdowns, and we look at Romeo Odoza, who has 608 yards and 4 touchdowns. Also watch out for Bucky Irving at the running back position for Oregon. Game time is at 2:30. Give me Washington by 4, 26-22. Now we look at the other ranked game, Notre Dame versus USC. USC has the number 1 draft pick, Caleb Williams, at the quarterback position, and Sam Hartman will be at the quarterback position for Notre Dame. Look out for Marshawn Lloyd for USC and Audric Estimate. Game time is at 6:30. North Carolina 25 versus 12. 6:30 p.m. Also another ranked game, UCLA, Oregon. Oregon State is favored by 3.5. Look out for Dontrell Moore and DJ Ugingala. Look at the running back position, Carson Steele for the UCLA and Damian Martinez for the Oregon, both having good seasons. That game airs at 7. 3.5 is aligned by Oregon State to host. Now we'll go through the rest of the top 25 games before we get to Missouri and Kansas and Kansas State. California will play Utah. That game airs at 2. 9.5 is aligned. Massachusetts, Penn State. That game airs at 2:30. It's 42. Texas A&M and Tennessee. 19 Tennessee. Texas A&M, who is unranked. 3 is aligned. Louisville and Pittsburgh, 5:30. Louisville by 7. Washington State and Arizona. Washington State is favored by 7. 6 p.m. is the kickoff. LSU and Auburn, 6 p.m., 10.5 is a line. Duke is ranked 17. NC State is unranked. Kick is at 7 from Duke. We look out for Berman Armstrong and Riley Lloyd, the quarterback positions. He also leads to Duke in rushing. We look at the receiver position and Kevin Corspin and Jordan Moore, who are having good seasons. That game airs at 7 again. Now we move on to local college sports. Kansas will be the first game we get out of the way because they play the earliest. KU will play Oklahoma State. Jason Bean will be the quarterback And Allen Brown will be the quarterback for OSU. He has not had a good two touchdowns and 3 picks. They have a very good running back for Oklahoma State in Ollie Gordon, who had over 135 yards last week at 136. Devin Neal had 154 yards against UFC. They will match up at the running back position. Again, Oklahoma State and KU, 2:30, Fox Sports 1, KU favored by 3. We'll move on to Missouri game right now, and the Missouri Tigers will play Kentucky. We look at the running back position, Cody Strader and Rashid Ray Davis. And look at Luther Burden for Missouri. I'm going to take Missouri by 3 at 27-24. The line continues to go down at 1.5. So go take your Tigers right now. That game airs at 6:30. By Texas Tech, Kansas State is 3-2. Texas Tech is 3-3. Texas Tech is favored by 1. It'll be Will Howard and Tyler Sago at the quarterback position, and Ben Cinto at the wide receiver position, and Miles Price at the receiver position. Both good players. Also watch out for DJ Guidance, who has 488 yards this season, and Taj Brooks has 688 yards this season for the Red Raiders. This is Sam Vaughn for Sam Sports Report, College Football Saturday. Now we move on to Frank Clark.
Several reports out here about, have you seen this about Frank Clark?
Yes.
Field Yates has tweeted out, Frank Clark's days as a Bronco are coming to an end per sources, be it via a trade or release. The team will be moving on from Clark soon. It's the second pass rusher Denver will have parted ways with in recent days as the team traded Randy Gregory less than a week ago. Clark agreed to a restructured deal yesterday, giving back $1.68 million in guaranteed salary. Both are excited about parting of ways to get him the hell out of there. And so we've seen Chris Jones campaign for Frank Clark to be brought back. Do you think if he's released, is there a chance that he could come back to Kansas City, or is that just Chris Jones' wishful thinking?
I don't know. Why would you willingly give back money unless
to get the hell out of Denver? I don't know.
But what? Make them pay the money still, right?
I don't know, man.
That to me, that's the sticking point. To me, is like, it seems to me, for me to give back millions of dollars to a contract I'd already signed, that has to lead to something. There has to be a reason, a good reason, for that to happen. So,
what's the incentive?
What exactly? And you're right. Chris Jones has not made any bones about basically going on Twitter and continuing to campaign for Frank Clark to come back to Kansas City. So, I don't know. I don't know is the answer, but it would take me a really good reason to give back money to a contract that had already been signed. And so,
facilitate a trade?
Could be. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not giving back money unless there's a good reason for it. And a reunion with his buddy would be a reason for it. Now, again, I don't know if the Chiefs are interested. I don't know.
Should they be?
So it's interesting. I kept looking at the injury reports this week, and Frank Clark was on the injury report because he was sick again. So it makes you wonder. He's had all the stomach issues and all those things. But I don't know. I mean, what have we thought of the Chiefs pass rush so far? I think it's been better than we thought.
And Amenahu's coming back.
And Amenahu's coming back next week. You know, so it might not be a perfect fit. I mean, Mike Dana has, I don't know. I mean, the Chiefs know him as well as anybody. We know Andy Reid has an affinity for him. What raises my eyebrows giving back money. There would have to be an incentive to do that, and I don't know at this moment what that incentive is, but if it was a potential reunion with the Chiefs, then everything would make a little bit more sense.
I'd like him to come back so I can interview him. It has nothing to do with on the field.
He's a good interview.
Yeah.
So we can get sound bites for the show.